Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I decided to create a monochromatic coral because coral's like super in right now. Also, I did this look without the lips. I probably did it a couple years ago and I remember being really in love with it. If you want to see how I got this look, it's super easy. I promise you, it does not take any crazy technical skills. It's super easy and I used my finger for all of the lid work basically. If you want to see how I created this look, go ahead and keep on watching. So I'm going to go in with a base and I'm going to go in with the paint pot. I was going to call it paint pot. It's the Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC. Just going to really rub this in as a base. I have no idea where I'm going with this makeup. I know I want to be super corally, and I remember a couple years ago I went to this like pool party for Skrillex, like as if, yeah, I just went to this one casually like with Skrillex. No, we went to a pool party and Skrillex was playing. And I remember I did this really corally like eye look and I loved it. But the only thing I can remember that I used was this Colourpop eyeshadow in Animal. It's like bright coral color, and I'm going to use that again today, and we're going to try and create a look. Since it's springtime, people are going to festivals, summer's coming, so if you're into like raves and stuff, this can be your look. So I'm going to go in with this. This is the Morphe palette, the 35N, so it's all mattes, neutrals. And there's these like peachy coral shades right here. And I'm just going to kind of start using these colors as a transition. I'm going to use the lightest color that it just shows you as an all over base color. And then I'm going to kind of build it up with the other two darkest shades right here. So base color, transition color. And just kind of put this everywhere. This palette is nice, like if you want like a review, it's nice, but it honestly is not my favorite. These colors, I don't find that there's much pigment to them. Next I'm going to take a more defined brush. I'm just going to go in with that darker peachy shade, and I'm just going to focus on the crease right here and maybe the outer edge. So we're going down, so we started with this one and now I'm going down to this one. And again, this one is going to have to be built up. Like I don't think this palette has a lot of pigment, but I don't really have a lot of peachy matte shadows, so we're making these work and it'll get the job done. It just takes longer to get there. So, and I'm not being careful with these colors at all. I am kind of going ham with them. It's gonna be one of those like it looks like a hot mess right now, but it'll pull together. But I'm just gonna go in with the Colourpop. Can you see it? It's this Colourpop shadow in Animal, and it's like this bright coral shade. It has some flecks of gold, but you don't really see that. It's this bright coral shadow. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's this really corally color. And I'm just gonna place this all on my lid. So I lied, you can see the gold reflexes in this eyeshadow when it's on, but it's nothing crazy. And I'm just gonna kind of use my finger to blend this. And then I'm gonna blend the edges out. I kind of want to do, so you can totally keep it like this, but I kind of want to do, I don't know if I want to do like, this is Makeup Geek's Cosmopolitan? Yeah, Cosmopolitan. And I think that would look super pretty, kind of like reflecting off the middle of the eye. I'm just gonna go ham and just use my finger. Oh, that is so pretty. I changed my mind. I want it all over the lid. This is so I wouldn't say reflective because it's not metallic, but it kind of just adds, it intensifies the glitters that were in that Animal and the Colourpop eyeshadow. It intensifies those gold reflex and really makes it, oh, it's so pretty. I don't know if you can tell, but so pretty. I don't have any coral eyeliners. I just don't. So I'm going to go in with a shimmery nude color. This is Thrive Cosmetics. It's the Brilliant Eye Brightener in the color Stella, and it's this champagne eyeliner color. I think it's so pretty. But I'm just gonna line my eyes with that. So I'm gonna go back in with that lightest peach shade and bring this up a little bit. I have like sunken in eyes, if you can tell. Not super like hollow eyes, but when my eyes are open, most of the eyeshadow disappears. So I tend to take my transition shades and bring them up above this bone right here, just because it gives, at least to me, in my eyes, it gives the impression that you can see all the eyeshadow even though you can't, and it almost opens up my eyes a little bit more, as opposed to, especially with darker colors, but as opposed to keeping the color in here and just kind of going above it, it can make my eyes seem smaller. Let's get onto the lower lash line. So I'm just gonna go in with it's like a little pencil that is not in focus. Okay, can you see it? Can you see it? I'm gonna go in with this pencil brush, and I'm just gonna go back into that deepest peach in that Morphe palette. I don't really have time to build this stuff up, so we're just gonna go in. So I'm gonna go back in with the Colourpop and intensify it more, because I want it more like. And then I'm closing and kind of wrapping around to make sure this is all together. Like we don't have some line right here. Like we don't have some line right here that's missing eyeshadow. And then I'm going to use a small shader brush. It's like a flat pack. It's like a flat packer brush. And I'm going to dip into that Cosmopolitan by Makeup Geek. And I'm pressing this instead of shading. I want it to be really metallic. I'm just going to pop on some lashes, and we're going to see where this look has taken us so far. So this is what we have so far with the lashes on. I think I'm just going to keep it like this. I'm just going to add more of this that peach transition color, and I'm going to add a brow bone and inner light in a minute. So I'm going to dip into the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, and I'm going to pick up Giza, and it's just this champagne color. I'm going to use that in the inside and the brow bone highlight. And I'm going to do the same on the lower lash line. I'm going to turn the brush sideways, and I'm going to do right in the palette and just wedge that up on the very inner of my eyelid. I'm going to go in with the Butter Bronzer in Light. I'm going to go in with a blush, and this is by Wet n Wild Color Icon. This one is Apri-cot in the middle, and it's an apricot color, which is in the same family as peach, which reminds me of coral, so we're going with it. Do you see how I just kind of intertwined them there? I'm just going to take a fluffy brush, woo, and just dust this on the cheeks. And then highlight, I'm just going to go in with what I've been using recently. I just picked it up. There is the e.l.f. Baked Blush in Moonlight Pearls. So I have two lip options. One's going to be more bam in your face, little coral. One's going to be more, it's still going to be fun, but I think it's a more muted coral. I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Melted Coral. These are melted liquid lipsticks, and we're going to go in this first. Super bright, so why not? And the other option I'm going to go in with that I think is still bright and fun, but not as bright as that one I showed you, is Coral Corruption by Wet n Wild. It's their liquid lipsticks. It looks like this. This one is way less neon. Still fun if you want to do that. So there is the whole look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was super simple, but anyways, I hope you felt inspired, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. But anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye!